Hey guys, Miss Kennedy here. So I know we've done a lot of factoring examples. We've worked a lot of those together. This one is here for a reason. There's something specific that I think this is a great one for us to pay attention to if you're struggling with, especially that part where you have to find factors of one number to add up to another. So let's kind of walk through this and we'll get to that. And then I'll show you something at the end that is also a nice shortcut. There's very few shortcuts with factoring, and this is one of them. So, all right. So we can look at this, and the first thing is we look for a greatest common factor. There's not one for negative 5 and 6. There's no greatest common factor. So we're going to jump to the next step, which is to multiply a times c. So we know there's a 1 in front of this m squared. So a times c, 1 times 6 is 6. And so we're looking for factors of 6 that add up to give us our b term. This is ax squared plus bx plus c. So the term in the middle, which is a negative 5. So when I think about 6, I know 1 times 6 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6. Now I need to think about which way I can combine those numbers to get a negative 5. So obviously we need some negatives in there somehow, somewhere. And the interesting thing is, like, if you think about it, 6 minus 1 is positive 5. So positive 1 minus 6, that could give us negative 5. But negative 2 minus 3 is also negative 5. So how do you know which one it is? Well, the one that multiplies to give you a positive 6, this is a plus 6, right? So 1 times negative 6 is going to give us negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 3 is going to give us positive 6. So these are the factors that we're going to use here. And so, the way that I always teach it is to do by grouping. And so I'm going to split this negative 5m into two parts. I'm going to put negative 2m minus 3m and then bring down the plus 6. And we're about to get to the part where I'm going to show you a little shortcut, but let's just do the process here. We know that right here, we're looking for greatest common factor on the left. Those both divide by m and leaves us with m minus 2. And over here, if the leading one is negative, we have to divide by negative, and the greatest common factor there is 3. So minus 3 times m, and then 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. All right, we're on track. And I know that because I've got the same thing in both parentheses. So that's a good sign. So now I've got my two sets of parentheses, and the numbers out front are going to be in 1. And then the number, whatever was in parentheses already, stays there for the other one. Okay, so this is my factored form of this original problem. Now, here's the nice little thing to notice. Take a look at what we found to be our right combination up here, and take a look at our factored form. You see how it's the same thing? That only works when our a value is 1. If there's nothing in front of the whatever is squared at the beginning, then whatever you find here that works, that's actually going to be what your factors look like. So that's kind of nice. It sort of eliminates this entire section right here. It doesn't work though if you've got a 2 in front, or a negative 1, or a 3, or anything else, right? So you've got to have just nothing in front of that x squared term, or in this case, m squared, for this to work. But when you do, it's a great thing to notice. So, all right. I hope that helps. There's plenty more help with factoring, because I know that's one of those things that is just a huge thing to figure out. And it's important in Algebra 1, and then it comes back up in geometry sometimes, but always in Algebra 2 and beyond. So, all right. I will see you next time.